Well, BackChat hit the road this week. Ended up somewhere out on Friday night. And I've got to be honest, my time playing for West Coast, look, every now and then you have someone come up and say, hey, Will, how you played on the weekend, or you love West Coast, big fan, get a photo. Yep. I've never had as much attention as I had on Friday night going out with Dan Const. Dan is a newfound Perth celebrity. Perth-lebrity. I don't know. Is there any Perth-anality, thank you. Jeez, it was good fun. Found a few of Charlie's mates out as well. Weren't happy with his performance on the podcast. It was a bit of fun, but I'm not blowing our own trumpet here. This one's a blowing own trumpet. So again, in my time of playing AFL football, millions of people watch this game across the land. It's Australia's sport, playing for the biggest club in the country. It's never really been that sort of player that people go out of their way to, say stuff to in public. Every now and then someone will come up and be really respectful. Really didn't have any bad experiences in that regard. Like a Nick Dananui would be barely going outside because he can't.
Swarmed.
I'm not that guy. Mm-hmm. Doing a run on the Saturday, as I told you I'd do on Friday night. I went for a run on the Saturday morning, mid-run. And I just want to shout out to this guy because I'm running opposite direction. Big, tall, good-looking fella. Good to say. Good-looking fella. He's got headphones in. I'm running with the pram, 2 children in it, both running quite fast. I was going very fast / very slow. He was running fast. Not a, hey, Will, love your footy or anything, just, Scoey, I love BackChat. Like, as we're running, it's one of the best fan interactions I've ever had, running in opposite directions. So I just want to give a nice shout out to the Lake Munga runner.
He's probably listening to BackChat with his headphones.
I would say so. Anyway, I thought I'd just share that. It was good fun.
Yeah, it was good.
You are on BackChat, BackChat __ on socials. Make sure you are following us because there's some big stuff coming up this week. The winner of the best worst Guernsey will be released.
Finally.
We know who, well, we don't know yet, but we're about to tell you which jumper won, and then we're going to draw the draw that will give the winner the best worst Guernsey in the competition in person.
In history.
So we're doing that on social. So make sure you are following us over there. Almost at 10,000 followers. Almost there.
On Insta.
Yeah, that's right. 9,700 and something at the moment. So that'll be a big moment. Not sure what we're going to do for it.
Yeah, we'll have a party or something. Instagram party.
Didn't you offer that you're going to get a flag mantle tattoo? Isn't that?
That's not true.
Oh, Spoongles.
Spoongles 2022. If we hit 10K and Eagles, obviously they have to get the wooden spoon. I'm not going to get it if they end 15th or something.
So you will get it if we get if West Coast win this.
Yeah, sure. All right, yep. I did say I would get it if we got 10K last week, but doesn't matter. I'll get it if the Eagles win the wooden spoon. Enthusiasm
levels very high on BackChat today, as you can hear in Dan's voice. Just perk it up a little bit for our listeners, mate.
I can't wait to get Spoongles 2022 tattooed on my body.
BackChatpodcast.com.au is the website. Patreon. Patrons out there. We're loving you.
They're the best.
We're doing good things. So this episode of BackChat brought to you by some of our great sponsors. You can find discount codes for most of our sponsors over at Patreon. So if you want to be involved with that, sign up to be a patron. I think it's the first time I've ever got it all right.
Yeah.
You can do that on our website. There's a nice little link there. Some of the guys you can find over there, Whippersnapper Distillery.
Yes.
Making the world's best whiskey.
Mm-hmm.
Margaret River Roasting Co.
Great coffee. Good.
Could we say world's best? I mean, we could. It's no way we can negative. Like, we don't know. They could be.
They could be.
Right?
Yeah.
Correct?
They could be. Yep.
Shelter Brewing Co. Could be the world's best beer.
It could be also. Yep.
I mean, it might not be, but it could be. All these things could be. Cameo Australia.
No one can say it isn't.
Thank you to them. Blue Bet. We can get some nice little bets coming your way. Some movement in that space.
Yeah. Can't wait to talk about it.
We won. We absolutely won. And did I miss anyone? You weren't listening, were you?
No, I was listening. Just so intently, I couldn't think of anything else.
Okay. We need to get Dan up today, guys. He's a little bit flat. Not sure what about. Maybe another win to Freo and another loss to West Coast. The Eagles' Nuffy is just glaring his way out through the glass.
It was a good loss.
Valiant. If you haven't seen what we're doing, we've got 4 podcasts a week at the moment. We've got a review of the round on Mondays. We've got BackChat, which you're listening to right now.
Right this second.
That's on Tuesdays. Wednesdays is guest day. Good guest this week too.
One of the biggest in their sport of all time.
Like genuine superstar.
Yeah.
Nat Medhurst. We don't need to hide that. And Thursday is
preview. Yeah.
So
of round 13.
And we are working on a Friday show, but it's not there yet. So we've got 4 shows on the podcast. Get on, listen, find us across there. And if you're not watching, we're on YouTube.
Yeah, that's right. And you can see what we look like. You can see this great set. You can see this amazing Guernsey behind us.
Dan's lack of enthusiasm today. I just want you up and about, mate, okay?
Yeah, maybe it's just we're recording earlier in the day.
We are. We actually are today.
Yeah.
We're going okay, though. Anyway, let's get into it.
We're fine.
Let's get into it. Brad Shepherd's blazer. Mm-hmm. He's All-Australian blazer. As revealed on this podcast almost a month ago, Brad Shepherd from 2020, 2 years ago.
Outrageous behaviour from the AFL.
All-Australian, does not have his blazer. Liam Ryan was 2020 All-Australian. Well, we'll say just received his blazer. Okay. And don't let anyone tell you that we didn't have anything to do with that.
Of course.
We had everything to do with that. That's how he got it. I'm in shock. So, with that little tease, keep your eye on social media this week. Maybe just a little update. Something. Little update on that situation.
Yeah. Okay. Who knows? Maybe it will be here. Just you could take a punt. What's probably going to appear?
Bailey Smith, hot guys captain, hot guy team in the fantasy realm. Alex's hot guy team. Captain,
it's going to hurt.
Captain of the squad. Team. So he's been out with sickness. Mm-hmm. She lost. She didn't lose. She's not playing anyone, but she went down in rankings.
Yep.
Comes back, gets a 63 in fantasy.
Ouch.
Well, no, it didn't hurt as much as the headbutt he delivered to Zach Tui.
Yes.
So he'll be out 2 weeks.
Bit of blood.
And there's a bye in there. So he's missed about 5 weeks of footy. It's thrown all things up in the air. But I did kind of watch the headbutt and kind of think back to my own experience in that realm.
It's not leadership, is it?
Shut the fuck. Who are you, Adam Simpson? Yeah. That's not leadership. Yes, that's right. That's what Adam Simpson rattled down the line to me. And, well, I mean, you can't say it was wrong.
No, it's not.
Well, I did watch it. We were at the Wembley Hotel, you and I, and we watched it happen when it happened. And all I can think of is I know how it happens.
About 20 people turned and looked for your response straight away.
We were sledging there was a Geelong supporter there that was sledging him, and I was sledging the Geelong supporter. Yeah. Like, I have empathy for how that happens. Bailey Smith doesn't rock up game day going, can't wait to headbutt Zach Tui today. Or even in that moment, I'm going to headbutt Zach Tui. It kind of, Zach Tui and his heads made contact before that headbutt as well. They kind of clashed together when they were throwing themselves around. And I reckon how it happened, blood boiling, emotions high, I thought, I'm going to get you back here. And he did. And then I reckon the second that he did it, it would have been like, oh, God,
I'm an idiot.
What have I done here?
Yep.
It's not a good feeling, but he'll miss another 2 weeks, plus a bye.
Tui doesn't strike me as the sort of guy you'd want to headbutt.
He went down and was carrying on a bit about it. I did say on social media that I thought he'd be disappointed with his reaction. And they interviewed him after the game, and he played it right down. Gave it a big, it was right on the back foot.
Very good.
Straight bat.
Yep.
Like not much getting past that defence.
Yep.
So maybe he was disappointed in his own reaction. Who knows?
Yeah.
Okay. 2 week fine. You happy with that?
If the glove fits, it's the saying.
All right. When you're ready to give me something on this podcast today, that'd be great. James Aish.
Yes.
Long sleever. We love them.
We do love it.
I actually love them so much. I would like a long sleeve back here. I've got some of my own upstairs.
Bring it down. What have I been? I'll wear one every day.
You'll wear one every day. There you go.
I wear yours?
Dan Const will have a Spoongles tattoo and a long sleeve jumper on this podcast. I don't know which one will come first. So he wears one every game, James Aish. I can't remember the last time I saw his arms. Well, I'll tell you why, because he's got little white spaghetti arms. I saw
almost looks like his number on his back.
Sorry, that laugh just sorry, I'm being critical of your performance today. It just made me laugh. So he had his jumper ripped in half.
Yes.
Big Superman Luke Ryan had the same thing. There was a few jumpers getting ripped on the weekend, but they didn't have a spare long sleeve jumper. Yep. So he's come out in the short sleeves after half time. What did you think of that, Charlie? Were you impressed with that? Or?
Very disappointing. I love him in the long sleeve. He even used to wear it at Collingwood.
Yeah. I don't remember him not wearing them.
I've just Googled. There's a couple pictures of him at Collingwood in a short sleeve.
Yes.
But there's more in the long sleeve.
Yeah,
he loves the long sleeve.
The long sleeve is James Aish. Yeah. I mean, James Aish is the long sleeve, you
Absolutely,
could say.
Yeah.
Were you happy with that? Would you be happy with that game on the weekend?
Oh, it was a great game. I think more important win than against Melbourne.
Wow.
Yeah.
Being there in person, exciting stuff, was it?
Very exciting, very exciting. Some happy fans at roaming BackChat afterwards.
Roaming BackChat. You out amongst the crowd?
Yeah. I was just going to ask with the jump rip, Was that with the the Griffin Logue run, the point and run?
Yeah.
Because we should talk about that, because that was my favourite thing that I saw in the game.
What was?
Griffin Logue scoring a goal, being happy.
It was his second goal of all time.
Celebrating with the boys.
Second of all time.
Yeah.
He was going and he was celebrating like that.
He was celebrating. And then he sees in the distance the fight breaking out, and he points and he just bolts straight at it. Like he wouldn't have even seen why the fight started.
No, it was just a fight. And
He's like, I got to back the boys. Screw the celebrating my goal. I'm just going to bolt for them. It was amazing.
We love that.
Yeah.
Absolutely love it. It was a great win. I picked him. Of course we did. Flag man.
Yeah, we did. Yeah, picked him.
Charlie, you pick them every week.
Yeah, but it's paying dividends.
Yeah, well, talking about dividends, we're going to get to that very shortly with Blue Bet. But Max Gawn.
Yes.
Now, this has just come up on social
My
media.
captain this week in fantasy.
Did you?
Yeah.
That's a good selection.
Yeah.
145 points for you.
Yep, to a 98 actually.
He's been caught.
Yep.
Okay. You do understand? Okay, perfect. Max Gawn has never...
Ever.
How many games has he played, Charlie? If you have a look at that, in his career...
117, I think.
Bounce... If he's played 117,
No,
I will laugh my head off.
70. It's a 7. There's 7 in it, Charlie.
He's never bounced the ball in his whole career, ever. He's never taken a bounce.
170 games.
170 games.
In 170 games, never bouncing the ball. Not even just reaching down to touch it on the ground.
He had 30 disposals or 28 disposals on the weekend. Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do it then. Some guys just don't touch it enough. He's getting a lot of touches.
He's a
never
ruckman that
bounced
can run with it as well.
So Heath Shaw has called him out on social media. So Heath Shaw is the second most of all time bouncers. I don't know who leads that title at all.
Boomer, I'd say.
Boomer?
Boomer Harvey.
Maybe actually a good get.
Okay, how many bounces do you think you did in your career?
Oh, it sounds like you know the answer
I do.
to this. Oh.
Yep.
Look, for one stage of my career, I was a bouncer. I would have been. I led the club in bouncers for a couple of years straight. I know that for a fact.
Okay.
It was me and Luke Shuey.
Take a guess.
73 less.
Very close.
Huh?
More,
Less.
more.
Oh, really? 77.
More. Add 10 more. 87.
Okay,
Yep.
that's quite a lot.
Decent effort.
I mean, I wasn't a high possession player, was I?
No.
And I had 87 opportunities to do that.
When I wanted to compare Max Gawn, because I just thought, maybe Ruckman just never, ever bounced the ball. So Aaron Sandilands, 5 bounces in his career, 2 in one game. Not sure if that was on the run. He did two.
But just think about Sandy running down the wing, bouncing the ball.
He's literally bouncing at my height.
Come back
as
here.
he's running. And then Shane Mumford, 1 bounce for his entire career. So it's not a common thing, but you think he would have done at least 1.
Well, Heath Shaw has asked for it on Queen's birthday game, which is this weekend coming up, Melbourne v Collingwood. He said do it for the Queen after, is the Queen's birthday? Is that what it is?
It's always the Queen's
clearly
birthday.
the Queen's birthday.
The
but yeah.
Platinum Jubilee.
What does that mean, Charlie?
70 years.
They taught you
on
that
the
at
throne.
Scotch, didn't they?
Yeah, I was having a look at it on the weekend.
You would have been tuned right into that as well.
Watching
I
the
watched it for
BBC,
5
just
minutes.
Queen's Jubilee.
I actually got to say I did flick over to it at one stage as well. It was quite good.
It was interesting. Yeah.
There was a hologram of her in a cart from like the day that she was whatever made the Queen.
She's alive. Oh, shit.
No, but it was like a young version of her in this cart.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
That is cool.
You know what? We're
They had the
hanging
real
shit on it.
version
We're
of the-
just actually loving it.
Yeah. No, it's great. Andre Bocelli, I saw him singing that amazing song he always sings.
I was watching the same part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw that bit. Yeah.
Quite emotional, actually.
That was quite good.
Tell you what.
Time to say goodbye. Is that the one? Yeah.
Oh, you can't go with me? Okay.
No.
Right. Done with that?
Yeah. Yep.
Best, worst, Guernsey in the world. We've awarded it. We've awarded it. It's happened. We ran the competition. We ran the grand final over the weekend across socials on Instagram, BackChat _.
Yes.
If you're not following along, you might want to, and you can still enter the chance to win the winning Guernsey. So this is thanks to Sports Gear Australia, sportsga.com.au. They've got right around this for us.
Sports Gear Oz on Instagram.
That's right. So they source and secure player-issued jumpers. And that's the thing they do. And so we said to them, why don't you see if you can find the winner here? We've got to be honest, both of these are very hard to find.
Very hard.
So the grand final came down to Hawthorn. The Hawthorn tartan, we'll call it.
Diamond sort of.
Sort of like a 70s knit, it looked like.
Yep.
The pictures of John Platten wearing it on
I
our
love
thing.
it.
So it's like
He's the
from the
perfect
90s.
player to be wearing that
Like,
Guernsey.
player issued in the 90s, like fair ask. And then there was Marvel Thor. So when Marvel started sponsoring the stadium, I'm pretty sure that male actor, really good looking guy.
Chris Hemsworth.
Chris Hemsworth was in the crowd this day.
Was he?
Yeah, I think they've only worn it once, and it was about 2016, somewhere back there, 16, 17. That was the head-to-head matchup, grand final. I went to bed whenever we ran it, thought Hawthorn had it in the bag. It was an early night for me, 8 o'clock. And I thought, this is not going to get brought back in.
No.
But we should reveal who won.
Well, judging by what you just said and the way you're sort of leading up the story.
Drum roll. Hawthorn did not win.
They did not.
The Western Bulldogs Marvel Thor wins the best, worst Guernsey in the competition, thanks to Sports Gear Australia. Really good.
Very good. I couldn't believe it. I thought, you know what, Hawks just kept winning round after round, and I thought they're going to do a miracle run all the way to the end, but Thor, bang.
So we're running this competition. So that is the winner of the best, worst Guernsey, but the competition has been whoever won, one lucky entrant from our competition, which you can still enter over at the BackChat podcast.com.au website.
Yes.
There's a link there to
We'll leave
follow.
it up for a few more days.
Yeah, we'll leave it open for a couple more days. You can enter there, and one lucky winner will receive a player-issued, we believe, Marvel Thor Guernsey. Now, the boys over at sportsga.com.au,
You got the work cut out for them.
they're actually a bit concerned, but they're gone to work. They're gone to work. We told them who won, and they've gone to work. So we appreciate their support for this beautiful competition we've been able to run. There is a couple of little discount codes for patrons.
Yep.
Can't read it out because that'd be giving it away.
Yes.
But there is a special patrons code that is more of a discount than everyone's discount. If you're listening along right now and you want to have a look at some player-worn and player-issued Guernseys over at sportsga.com.au, chuck in BackChat 10 for, I believe, a 10% discount on whatever you buy over there.
Any of your stuff up on there? There was for a bit.
Was there? Did you try and buy it? Yeah, it might have been. I don't know if there is. Don't know if there is right now.
It probably sells real fast.
Got one back here.
Yep.
We got the ochre, the West Coast ochre behind us.
Which was my pick for the win, but
anyway,
short.
very good. Marvel, Thor, Western Bulldogs. Congratulations. You're the best, worst Guernsey of all time.
well done, marketing department. You did it.
You absolutely butchered it from pillar to post, marketing department. Anyway, at least I'll sell one, which is right now. Now, let's move on to a big moment in the podcast. BackChat bets powered by Bluebet.
Yes.
We've been on a roll of losing lots.
We're absolutely due for a win.
Haven't won for a long time. So we built this bet to win.
Yeah,
Let's be very clear.
Yeah, we did.
We're trying to be funny.
Yeah.
We're trying to
cutesy.
No, we're trying to do. There's a nice little mystery selection. You just pick one out of the hat. We built this to win.
Yep.
Ben Keys to have 20 touches.
Easy.
Seriously, he has 30 touches a week. We went with 20. He's had 30 touches every week this year. We went 20.
Okay.
Piss poor by. He's probably paying $1.01. Anyway,
fine.
Mabior Chol, anytime goal scorer.
I think he's kicked a goal every game this season.
Well,
Maybe one that he missed.
No, every game, yeah.
Oh, there you go.
He
So
still
another
has.
easy.
He still has. I think we had Bailey Fritsch to kick 2+.
Yeah.
Pulled that down to any time, or we went with 2+.
No, we went with 2+.
Bailey Fritsch kicks 2 goals for Melbourne, doesn't he?
I think did he kick 3 or 4?
Wow. He at least
3,
kicked 2. We know that. There's
Yeah,
a big
definitely
tick.
kicked 2.
Mitchell Lewis. I was surprised you even knew who Mitch Lewis was when you suggested this.
He kicks multiple goals a game.
Plays for Hawthorn, kicks goals. Anytime goal scorer, tick.
Check.
Came into the last game of the weekend, Fremantle v Brisbane. Top of the table clash. Instead of going,
two of the highest possession getters in the game.
well, Andy Brayshaw, we love him. He's already done things for us this year on Bluebet. But then we thought we'd get Charlie's old flame, Lachie Neale, back into it. 50+ touches between them. Charlie, how did we go? You were there. Tell us.
Oh, we smashed it.
Absolutely.
How many did they end up together? 70?
Oh, like 1,000. Honestly, we went with 50. We could have gone with 1,000. There you go. We say we're going to take down Bluebet. Now, this is brought to you by Bluebet, and we took them down.
Yeah.
Tell us our odds, Dan. What do we win?
It was $2.
Right,
Look,
so we built a $2 multi. I believe that the odds we put together were under $2. So the boys at Bluebet actually looked after us.
Yeah, they
boosted
boosted it.
Did you get on it?
yeah, of course. Every week I get on it.
Great.
Yeah.
I got on it. So win.
Yep.
Charlie, did you get on this week's bet?
Yeah, of course.
You
I do.
get
I
on
do.
every week.
Every week I do, yeah.
So it paid $2.
Yeah.
Some of our multis, we won in our first week with a $13 multi,
Yes.
right? And we've lost some very close ones around the $10 mark.
We lost one by 3 seconds.
That's right. And look, so we don't play it safe often, but we played safe this week, $2 multi. Tell us how much you won, Charlie.
Oh, it's a big win for me.
Okay.
$1.
$1.
I put a $1 stake on
That's disgraceful. That's disgraceful, Charlie. I think the max. I think they do put a max on it, but it's definitely
should
not
be a minimum.
$1.
There
There should also be a minimum, Charlie. That's outrageous.
So you put $1 on a $2 multi. So how did
doubled my money.
So you won $1.
Yeah.
You won $1.
Yeah, I might go get a frozen Coke.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, is how you take down Blue Bet. Now, I believe
$1 at a time.
We've had a bit of feedback about this, but I've got to be honest, I've got no apologies to make.
Oh, you're welcome. Doubling your money.
I'm not sure. You go down to the bank and you get a normal savings account. You're not getting 10% interest, are you? Even though that's not going to double your money. I'm not good with numbers, clearly.
That's fine.
But
you don't go to the bank and ask for, can I have $1, please? And they go, yeah, sure, here's $2.
What about going down to Roulette and putting it on black and red? Like, it would be harder because the dealer can still win. Not in this case.
That's right, yeah.
Well, sort of. They can
Yeah.
if we lose. But, you know what I'm saying.
I know what you're saying.
And we
I'm on your
bloody won.
team. And we won.
Thanks very much, Blue Bats. See you later. We'll see you next week, Blue Bats.
If they're still around, they may have to go
I'll
bankrupt.
tell you what. Well, we both maxed out the bets, so they're not there.
We did.
Okay, so there we go. A little bit of a fantasy update for you. Nathan from the Primetime Ballers, he's still on top, but he's just dropped back a little bit. He was second in the country, back to 13th, and there's some big movement for some big players at the moment. Bailey Smith, we know he's out. Almost 90 of the top 100 players have him, because I dare say Nathan and the Primetime Ballers have Bailey Smith. Hot guy.
Okay.
Hot guy. He's out. There's some other moves I don't really recall right now, but there's some big things happening. I see Nathan from Primetime Ballers. I don't see him winning the fantasy competition and the 2 grand final tickets.
No, we're backing him. We're backing our guy, Nathan.
No, we're not. I don't see him win it. No, absolutely not. We're not backing him at all. Someone else is going to win it. Not him. Not him.
All right.
Telling you right now, Alex Schofield, the Hot Guys team, in turmoil.
I will say, we're backing whoever wins our comp to also win the entire comp. That's
Correct.
what I mean. Sorry.
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah.
No. I don't care if Nathan wins our comp. I just want whoever wins our comp to win the whole thing.
Alex Schofield and the Hot Guys team are in big trouble.
Yeah.
Because the hottest guy on their team is out for 3 weeks minimum.
All the other hot boys are around going, oh, no, our hottest isn't here to support us.
I don't know what's happening with my team. I could be more depressed about it. Let's move on. I don't care about it. You went Gorn captain. Well done.
Yep.
Who did that for you? Not
DC. That was
That's
all me.
all luck. That's so lucky.
He's been my captain a few times this season.
All right, there's been a segment that we've building a little bit, and the buy-in's been, I keep talking about it, the buy-in has been incredible. Really good. Really, if you're in a footy club and you do a fine session, all you want is buy-in. You don't actually need that higher quality. The content doesn't need to be great.
Yep.
You just need laughs. You need people to be like, yeah, that's like, I'd see him trying. You just need buy-in. You need buy-in. That's what makes successful fines.
This segment wouldn't have lasted 2 weeks if there wasn't the buy-in that we've had.
We've done segments that have lasted 1 week and like half of that, because we like sort of halfway get through it and actually we'll do that next week and never remember it.
Yeah.
Well, not fines.
Not fines.
I'm feeling fine because here we are right here. You can go to the website if you do want to add a fine, backchatpodcast.com.au. There's a link right at the top of the page there. You know where it is because there's a lot of fines coming through.
Yep.
But if you haven't been there before, do that. I just want to say this off the top. You can name your fine amount.
Yes.
I, as the fines master, have the final say on this, right?
Yes.
So we've had a couple come through this week that have probably just gone a little bit above and beyond what needs to be fined in fine land. But feel free to suggest what it needs to come through as. I will obviously
take a
have the
look
final
at it.
say.
And, yep.
All the money that we do raise for this, we're going to donate to charity. So we said we'd do it last week. We forgot. We're going to do it this week. There'll be a story on Instagram, backchat_. We want your suggestions as what charities we're going to donate the fines money to.
Yes.
Have I said that clearly?
Very clear.
Thank you.
We did get one response.
Yes. Which
So
is off the
far,
top.
that's the winning charity.
It's off the top, I believe. Charity suggestion from Adam
we go.
and Belinda Nolan. Thank you. I'd like to suggest Dandelions WA as a charity for the fines money. They provide kindness kits filled with toiletries, T-shirts, underwear, thongs, tracksuits, etc. for the homeless and or school packs for kids who don't have the required stationery for the school year. Thanks, Belinda.
Well done, Belinda. That's exactly what we asked for.
Not only is that top of the list because it's the only one on the list,
very good.
It's probably likely to stay at the top of the list.
It's
'cause I
very
like that a
good.
lot. Okay, thank you very much. Dale. All right, you've started with a fine to me. Thank you, Dale. My son gets a $2... Okay, so you haven't just fined me. My son gets a $2 fine and has to live in the garage for saying he's following Carlton now that the Eagles are crap. Just so you know, Dale, you haven't fined me at all. You've
Unless his son's name is Will.
Yeah, son's name is Will.
You got to get more clear on that. I'll tell you what, you can't be throwing out Will. $2 fine to me for stuffing that up. Thank you very much. All right, Benji Cohen. And I'm putting an I in there. It's a little bit of Benji. This is for Will, but who knows? This could be his fucking Uncle Will. Who knows? Okay, let's hope it's for me. For giving me, Benj, a $2 fine last week for remembering what my English teacher wore 20 years ago. But in fact, it happened last week and I'm in year 10.
Yep. Do you know what he's talking about?
I sort of do.
Yep. So he said his teacher wore the same sweater 5 days in a row.
Right.
And then you gave him a fine for remembering what the teacher wore 5 days. And we were like, what, is this 10 years ago? Is it last week? And so it's just come back.
Okay, Benj, I'll take that on board. That's not in your mum's class, is it?
$2. That's his allowance.
No, he's fined me. He's fined me.
Oh, yeah, true.
He's fined me $2.
Yeah, okay.
Take it on board.
All right.
But Benj, I'll come back for you, mate. Don't you think I'll forget about that? Ben Eddy, this is for you and I, Dan. A $2.50. I'll take that on board. Mm-hmm. Not a $2. Didn't want it to come to this, guys. But $2.50 fines for both Dan and Will for not living up to BackChat's mantra of "you send it, we read it." You know what I'm talking about. Also, full credit to the listener who contacted you about the signed posters. I can't wait. P.S. A small 50-cent fine for Will for his F-bombs of late. Your wonderful mother would not be amused.
Yeah, I concur.
All right, can we just touch on a couple of points there? The signed posters.
Yes.
Speak about them, please.
100% happening. The photo is being taken in about 30 minutes.
Yes.
As soon as we finish recording this episode, we are taking the photos. Then we're getting them printed.
We're going down to a printing place because there's 200 to come out. And you're going to learn how to sign an autograph because you don't have one.
Well, yeah.
This is going to be great. You're going to learn.
My
so
hands
these are going to be
soft.
individually signed by Dan. And when we say individually, none of them will be the same.
Yeah, they're going to be 1 in 200.
So this is for our patrons.
Valuable.
If you'd like one of those, I would say you have about 6 hours after listening to this to get signed up to Patreon in order to become a patron and to receive a signed poster of Dan and I. Maybe a little message. We might do a little message on a few.
How are we sending these out?
I don't know. That is something Charlie is going to have to figure
It's
out.
like 50 cents a stamp now. No, it's like $1.20 a stamp.
Yeah, I'm not sure how we will get. Of course, we're going to look after our patrons though. We know exactly what we're doing. F-bombs. Yeah, I'll take that on board. Thank you very much, Big Ben. And he's talking about it. You send it, we read it. We haven't failed. The season's not over.
It doesn't say you send it, we read it today.
But we will. In fairness, we're not going to be aggressive back at it. We don't get a chance to do that. Dan's getting a bit aggressive. We will read what you're talking about, Ben. Ben sent us something. Been talking about it for a long time. We're getting to it, Ben. I promise. Jake Watson finds me. Does anyone else want to find someone else? What's going on? Oh, who knows? It could be another Will. $1. Thank you. I'm finding Will $1 for every time he's told a guest that they don't need an introduction or that we don't do introductions and then proceeds to introduce them for the next 2 minutes. My count may be off slightly, but this equates to about $1 million in fine. Yes.
It's true. Every week.
I don't know why I say it. It's like a defense mechanism for me. If I stuff the intro up and then I'm like, oh, I told you I'm going to give you,
Yeah.
But then once I get into it,
you get excited.
Yeah.
You get up and about. Yeah,
well, these people's like life achievements we're reading. I can't just skim over them. But then I don't know why I always lead with we don't really do introductions. That's all I can say.
That's fine.
I'm not defending myself. $1 fine.
Well, you sort of, yeah.
$1 fine for every person. I'll give myself $20 fine. Okay? Thank you. Daniel Marsh. Oh, Daniel Marsh. Do you know who Daniel Marsh is?
Should I?
You should. Marshy is someone who's involved in doing something with us for the last 4 weeks.
Oh.
Go in and say Marshy and Crowy.
This is Marshy.
Yeah, this is Marshy.
I just know him as Marshy.
Daniel Marsh runs Sports Gear Australia. And the fine is for Charlie, and it's a $20 fine.
That's huge.
Harsh.
I haven't read this yet, but I'm getting excited. For getting the question wrong when Will asked if there has been brothers outside of the Brayshaws to be at the Eagles and the Dockers at the same time.
True.
So last week's episode...
I did admit that I could be wrong in this.
well, that's not a
change the
defence
fine,
that's going to hold up here, mate. Paul for West Coast and Martin for the Dockers... Whitelaw were on the list in the late 90s with Martin playing 1 game for the Jetty Lickers. $20 for Charlie not knowing of Martin while so-called being a Flogmantle fan and offering to take a fine. $10 suspended as he's quite funny and adds value to the show.
Well, that's very nice of him in the end there.
Well, you
Couple of drive-bys.
I had not heard of Martin Whitelaw. I've looked him up now. He was a ruckman.
Got to be honest, you got to side with the finer. Daniel Marsh gets the credits there. $10 fine, $10 suspended for you, Charlie. Appreciate you trying, but try harder next time. Seriously. Scott Finlay sends one in for himself. He's pulled himself up here. Absolutely beautiful stuff. $5. Just listens to this week's Wednesday episode and the fine segment. I heard Dan copping a fine for using the word grandy. Right?
Yeah, I copped it.
I realised how bad it really sounds, and as during the comedy episode, my question was read out asking if Dennis was a Twilight Grandy fan. I think I deserve a fine. I've added a bit of extra, as I also my Insta handle was Scotty effin GT. Scully read it out as it's written, and it's horrible. Scotty.
Oh, fingered.
Did I say Scotty Fingered?
I can't remember what you said.
So I've changed it and added the underscores, and now Scotty Finn GT. Okay.
Hang on a second.
Yes.
So I copped a fine for reading this guy's question.
You don't get to
out.
defend. No, I don't want to hear it.
Hang on a second. I knew I'd never said the word grandy.
No. You've said the word grandy and you love it, and you don't get to defend yourself. $2 fine for butting in. Dan Mulholland, Tim, who's an Eagles fan apparently. $2 fine. Fine goes to Tim for driving a piece of shit car, proceeding to let me hit his car when he was in the back seat looking at it. P.S. He hasn't got it fixed in 3 years. I don't know what's happening here, Dan and Tim, but I tell you what, you got to sort your own differences out. $2 fine though for you know what, Dan, $2 fine for not really. I'm not quite sure. Am I following along here?
I'm confused a bit. We need some punctuation.
Caitlin B fine to Daniel.
That's not me.
Are you sure?
100%.
Because the fine's for $500.
I don't want to cop that.
$500. This is what I was talking about. Let's just pull this back a little bit. This is keep it in reason. I mean, think about what Charlie does with blue bet bets. $1. We're not going to $500.
Yeah.
Charlie would have won $500 if he had to put that on this week. Okay, after a big night at the cricket club, I offered to pick Daniel up. We got 30 seconds away from home when he screamed, "Pull over!" He proceeded to vomit in my car. Oh, no, Daniel. He opened, inverted commas, the door of my 6-month-old car and used my door card as a bucket. He then proceeds to say to me the following day, "I will clean your car," as if I hadn't already. To this day, he never cleaned anything. $500 harsh. I'll come out with you with a $10, Daniel.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
This is from Mark Evans, who's the Gold Coast Suns CEO, apparently. It's a fine for myself.
Yep.
$5. Using the term fife mantle while commentating Peel v Subi game.
Fife mantle.
I did say that.
Yuck.
And I'm proud of it. $5 fine, absolutely. Do you accept that? Fife mantle?
I accept that. I was listening to a bit of that.
There was a camera on him. If he went for a piss during the game, we would have had a camera in the toilet. So he was getting ISO'd.
He had some notability in the game.
This is from Old Mate, and the fine goes to Alex Schofield, my wife. Now, a bit of back and forth between these two. If you haven't listened along, go back a couple of episodes. I've been going back and forth with fines. Hopefully it's better effort than Alex's last week because it was putrid. $2 fine for the weak attempt. Yes, I agree with this. Make it a $4 because I agree already. The weak attempt in trying to justify your fantasy team selections and fining me for pointing it out. Hot guys team my ass.
Wow.
And what's that I see? Prusy was cut from your team in round 12.
Oh, he's following.
Clearly those hot arms weren't hot enough for him to keep his spot. Look forward to being fined in a couple of weeks' time when you catch up on this episode.
So many drive-bys.
I love this. This is exceptional stuff from Old Mate. P.S. Please pass on to Alex. I've got nothing against her. Love that she is whooping your butts and mine in AFL Fantasy, and I hope she is getting a laugh out of this too. I wish her all the best.
Nice at the end.
Really, it's really pleasant.
Yeah.
I like the aggression though. Alfred Morrows. This is in for the BackChat multi. So
Okay.
Who's getting fined? Who's getting fined for that? You?
All of us.
This one's for Charlie. $50 fine. 50 times Charlie's bet on the weekend. Fine is in order for the BackChat team saying they want to take down Blue Bet.
Which we did.
Yet dishing up 6-leg $2 multi with a max bet of $50. Feel like there is some collusion/partnership going on here. Bit of you scratch my back chat, we'll scratch yours Blue Bet. I don't know I've got to be honest. I'm very happy to not argue anything, but this one just irks me a little bit. So I'm the fines master. I get to take it on.
Sure.
we've lost about 8 weeks in a row. Yeah. Would you like us to continue losing or guarantee a win?
Get one on the board.
The odds for this were about $1.60. So the boys pumped them up. Bluebet looks after us. Yeah, absolutely, it's they scratch our back. Well, we're not scratching anyone's back. I'm not scratching Bluebet's back. Why not do that?
No idea.
What benefit would that be for us to scratch their back?
I can't think of one.
Thank you. Great. So $50 fine. Oh, look, I won't take the $50. $5 fine. Understand what your thinking is. But hopefully, Alfred, you can take on board. We just doubled your money, mate. We just doubled Charlie's dollar into another dollar. Like, it's not up to us how much money you're going to put on.
Sometimes coaches of sport teams, I know this for a fact, being someone who watches sports, you may know this, someone who played one, they get a little practice match in at the start of the season that they know the boys are actually going to beat. You just need that one good win to get everyone pumped up a bit. And that's what we did. Yes. This week, we had a good win. Now we build. We build.
Absolutely. Dead correct. $2. Henry sent in for the same thing. Oh, Henry, okay. $2. Fair enough. And Harold has sent in. I reckon this is the same person because it's Henry Stevens and then 5 seconds later it's Harold Stevens. So the brothers.
Same email too.
Oh, $2 fine. Don't you just send in the same name. Just do it. It doesn't matter. A fine for whoever does the website. And when you submit a competition entry for the best worst jumper, it says, thank you. Your fine will be assessed by the fines master.
How are we only finding out about this now?
Oh, you know what? I love it. It's staying, not changing it, not fixing it. I'll take that.
There's hundreds of entries and not one person has asked about it.
Very good. That's it for fines. $2 there to finish things off. You send it.
We read it.
Okay. I really would like a sting for that, so I don't have to go. You send it.
I'll just cut that bit of audio and we'll play it.
We read it.
Yep.
Charlie, feel free to jump in. If Dan ever misses one of those, feel free to jump over the top, Charlie.
I'll be ready next time.
You send it.
We read it. Don't interrupt my we read it.
M&T.
Only if I don't do it.
M&T Matheson.
Hi, boys. Just finished listening to this week's 2 shows whilst travelling on the train from Mandurah to Joondalup. Easy trip.
That's a big
with you
trip.
Keeping me company. That's about, what?
It's about the show.
How many? Yeah, 2 hours.
Yeah.
That's a long trip. Over in WA for a couple of weeks. Went to Eagles game on Saturday and tomorrow up to Mineral Resources Park for Eagles supporters luncheon and to spend money at the shop.
Don't spend too much. They got a lot of money. Just you don't need to support them too much.
Yeah, okay.
You get a lot of money.
We'd love to have beers if you're going to do this in Melbourne. Keep the fun coming, Trish M.
There's a bit of feedback for us. Trish, love it.
Yep.
Love it. I'm glad we can keep you company on the train. That's a big ride. Mandurah to Joondalup. I don't think it's 2 hours. Be close to it.
Yeah, close.
Glad. Tell your friends. Ryan, you send it. We read it.
Hi, team. Still loving the pod. Thanks so much for reading us out last week. We're totally keen to do beer/whiskey with BackChat in the last week in July. Name a place and time, and we are there.
Okay.
So this is happening here. But regards, Ryan and Nicole. P.S. My wife was so bloody excited to hear our email read out on the podcast. Oh, that's nice. Knowing that I'm a hater of fillet fish, she has set the task of Scully and I eating one together during beers.
Why would you want to do that? So you want to come to BackChat beers and whiskey, yet you want to make me eat a piece of cardboard in between a couple of pieces of cardboard? No.
It's a good burger.
No. Dan can have one, and then we can all be happy. I'll have my beer. Dan can have the fillet fish.
I'd like a beer too.
No.
Not like just it's like fillet fish.
You need someone to wash that shit down with. Adam Levi Brown.
Loving the BackChats, boys, but occasionally you'll jump across the Pretenders pod coast to coast. I just thought I'd get your opinion on the lack of a fine system at present down at the West Coast Eagles Club.
Oh boy.
The boys on the recent Naish pod sort of swiped it away, saying that they're concentrating on the on-field issues, but this may be the biggest problem in my opinion. Are the fellas leaning too far one way and forgetting that stuff like this around the club? Keeps it fun, builds relationships amongst the players, and demands accountability, etc. Sounds like Tom Brass may need a crab, lobster. What
So
emoji we go
emoji.
with?
Piece of seafood.
A fine for not leading the fine system.
Lobster. 20.
Oh, 20. Yeah, okay.
Sorry.
I'm not in the mafia.
Hashtag.
Not fine with no fine.
Yeah,
Love that hashtag.
I like it. Yeah, I like it.
Okay, so no fine system at West Coast at the moment. How does that make you feel as a previous fines master?
It's actually disappointing. Yeah, it's a difficult thing to do, fines, because we're very blessed here that fines are coming through from the listeners. Mm-hmm. But in a footy club, as a fines master, you've got to come up with them all. So as the person, it's like a lot of responsibility. It might not sound like much, but Adam's right. I think it actually speaks of culture, of the fact that you're not getting caught up in your wins and losses. Now, West Coast, almost broke an all-time AFL record on the weekend by losing 8 games in a row by over 50 points. No team in the history of AFL, VFL has done that. Now, they were lucky enough to lose to Adelaide by 31 points. But if they're focusing on on-field stuff, if that's actually what the boys said on the podcast, how's that going for you fellas? You might need to actually spread the love a little bit, have a laugh, enjoy yourself, find yourself, pull yourself off on being absolutely terrible at football this year and pissing everyone off, and have a laugh about it, and then you can move on, and then you can just get on with it. That's the whole point of fines. It's not meant to be an actual fine system. It's not meant to stop people from doing things. It's about having a laugh.
Yeah. Who did you pass fines master on to?
Tom Brass, yeah. Okay. So, I mean, honestly, TB's been too busy. He's probably got a sore neck, sore shoulders, so he's been carrying the team on his shoulders, crinked neck from watching the goals go over his head. I'll give him a pass, but just this time. We'll see if we can get it going before the end of the year. Data Ham.
G'day, boys. Bloody loving the BackChat podcast 2.0, boys. The content that's involved with interacting with the BackChat community is nothing more than ball terror of a thing.
Yeah,
Keep that going. Well, absolutely. We will. I'm genuinely interested in if you're able to get one of the young boys from the West Coast Eagles squad from the 2014 draft, Francis Watson, on the podcast. I'd love to hear his background, his love for the game, where he sat at the Eagles whilst trying to find his way into the side as he debuted in the 2018 year in Alice Springs.
Yep.
If there is an opportunity for you to get him on and let his story be told in the AFL, to be told in his AFL journey, that would be amazing. Love your work, boys. Data.
Frankie. So we're talking about Francis Watson. Yes. Frankie Watson, right up near the top of my list. His story will be epic. Really interesting background, and then really interesting journey with the AFL. And now he's out of it. He's had multiple ACL injuries. We're going to get him on. Okay. We'll get him on. Not next week, but he'll be on. He'll be on. Absolutely. Andrew Vittalins, send it and we will read it, baby.
Let's see if this email's gone out to the other pods.
Yeah, been copy a lot of criticism of late. Andrew.
Hi, Dan and Scully. If ever Tasmania has a standalone team, it would need to do some unique things to capture the public's attention. The strip should be predominantly pink. The team mascot should be a salmon.
Wow.
The problem for the new team's administration will continue, with Tasmanians keen to see their home games shared between Hobart, even with the possible new stadium, and Launceston. The real task will be to unify Tasmanian football supporters north and south, plus end their allegiances to the traditional AFL clubs. An objective should be to appeal to others throughout Australia who would not normally be drawn to regularly supporting AFL team and to support the Tasmania Football Club, sort of like the Tasmania Jack Jumpers.
Yes.
This isn't part of the email, but I'm just saying Tasmania Jack Jumpers, basically the whole Australia got around them in the finals.
Well, Andrew hasn't asked a question there, so I mean, we're just reading out his thoughts. But the strip should be predominantly pink.
Yeah, I don't mind it.
Am I missing? Well, you don't mind it. Why?
Well, salmon. Like Tassie salmon's a big thing.
Right. Is that why?
I guess.
So we're calling them, and we're calling them the Tassie salmons. Like, is that what we're doing? Oh, I can't say I'm going to get around that. Like that, like it just like leaves a fishy taste. I feel like I've got the fillet of fishes. Tasmania fillet.
The foffs. So there was an F1 team that goes predominantly pink, and I didn't really rate it at first, but now like they bring it back from time to time. It's good.
Okay. All right. Well, I'm taking it on board. Thank you very much, Andrew. Philip White, what are the rules?
Dear Will, Dan, Handsome Charlie, and Charming Cat, every time Philip White gets in touch with us, it makes me think it's Charlie.
Yeah, I can tell you it's not Charlie. Philip's been writing emails to BackChat for 10 years.
Okay.
He's an OG BackChatter.
Dan, as a lover...
Unless it's Charlie and he's been planting this seed since he was 9 years
seeds
old.
Seeds have been sown for a long time.
Love it.
You are spun into my web.
Dan, as a lover of rules, what are the rules with curbside collection? My council is doing a collection soon, so I put out the items I no longer wanted on the curb. In the process of doing this, I need punctuation. In the process of doing this, a random man turns up to go through my stuff. One man's trash is another man's treasure. Does he need to wait until I'm done before going through it? Can he ask what else I'm throwing out? So as he puts it, he does need to wait around. Finally, can he inquire about stuff he can see in my garage, such as fishing rods, so he can just take them? P.S. Great job on 6PR on Sunday, Will. I had a big drive on Sunday, and you were very entertaining.
I was fired up on Sunday. Someone, the host, Gibbo, said that Josh Kennedy should retire, and I fired right up.
Good.
I got right fired up because Josh Kennedy He should have retired, absolutely, but he didn't, and he's been having to carry the team because no one else is standing up around him. A little bit prickly today, Dan.
Yes.
Look, the rules on curbside pickup.
I have one rule.
I think you should be the man. This is for you. This isn't
so
for me.
I have no problem with other people going through my curbside, drop off. I just want them to leave it neat. Like, I hate when people go through and they treat it like it's like a laundry pile trying to find a clean T-shirt, and then you walk outside onto your curbside and it's spread everywhere.
What about other items still in your house?
Yeah, no, I'm not about that. I've never heard of that ever happening, and if that did, that's outrageous.
That TV in there, the one that's on, the kids are watching, you're done. When are you going to be finished with that, actually? Can I come back in a couple of weeks?
You can't ask for other items.
All right, very good. Well covered. 2 to go. Luke, Coates. Okay,
Coatsy. Hello again, lads.
Hello.
Luke here from last week about the Melbourne Beers of BackChat.
See, that's the sort of introduction I need, right? If you're going to talk about, I understand there's great interaction, but I have got a terrible memory.
Yes, you
If
do.
he didn't write that sentence, I'm like, hi, Luke. Like, yeah, great. Like, great to meet you for the first time. But clearly, Luke interacted with us last week. So thank you, Luke, for the clarification.
Okay, so my question this week is for both of you. My first question is for Will. Was Nick Riewoldt one of the hardest runners for someone of his size that you played with or against? Let's start with that.
Yes. The bloke used to do apparently like 4 or 5 kilometres of warming up before anyone else would get training, get to play. This is in match day.
Yep.
You come up, we'd get off the bus, we'd be in a beanie and hoodie. We're in Melbourne, walk up for a look at the ground just to see if there's 4 posts at each end still and the grass is green.
Yep.
Nick Riewoldt will be out there sprinting around. Like no one else is even taped, ready to. He's jogging and running, and he was incredibly fit. And,
Wouldn't he also be doing that in his kit?
Yeah, no, full kit. Yeah, no, he's not in trackie pants. He's kitted up. He's in his playing jumper, like ready to. This is like 2 hours before the game. I'm not joking, mate. Incredible athlete. One of the best of all time.
Okay, and second one for Dan. A few weeks ago, you mentioned something about ringing listeners and having a chat. I'm happy to be a part of it. My number is, I'm not going to read it out. And so he's given us his number. We will give him a call. Would you be up for ringing a Victorian, chatting about anything, whether it be AFL or my local leagues? Cheers,
Yeah, I
boys.
like it. We probably need to bring that. You send your number.
You call it, we speak it. This is what we called it for a while.
Thank you. See, my memory's terrible. Yeah,
Yeah.
maybe. We're jam-packed at the moment, but yeah,
Sure.
we've taken it on board.
Charlie? Yep.
Henry Stevens.
All right, here we go. Hi, BackChat _ space _. So it's not a double underscore.
Well, it is.
Yep. Firstly, my friend Alfred and I love the podcast. Listen all the way from little old Adelaide. There you go.
I love that there's Australia-wide. Really like it.
Secondly, when can we purchase BackChat merchandise like the T-shirts you guys wear?
It is happening. We are making it, I would say, within 6 weeks, but probably less.
The shirts that we have worn on the pod just say BackChat, right? But we have some good stuff.
That would
coming.
be our core range.
Yeah.
BackChat.
Our plain white tee.
We have a...
No. Yeah, we have
another range.
very good
That's not
thing
our
coming.
core range. So just stay tuned on that. It would be right up there with the Brad Shepherd teas I did before.
Okay.
But, just watch this space.
Yep. One more. Thirdly, I was lucky enough to have front row seats in the West Coast cheer squad for the 2018 grand final.
Oh, I'd love to know how that...
That's very good.
I wonder how that... anyway.
Oh,
Sorry.
Henry, let us know. Email us again. You may be interested in some videos I have of the day. One is of JK and Lacroix running the cup over to us and Fly and Ryan grabbing it off them and jumping on us. The other is slightly more damning for Scoey.
Perfect.
It's a video of him one-on-one in the goal square putting in a weak effort to punch.
Oh, okay.
Putting in a weak effort to punch. Let me know if you're game enough to see that video and I'll send it through.
Absolutely,
It's a video
send it through. Bit of a backhander there from you, Henry. Not happy with my efforts in the goal square?
Oh, I'm thinking like in the celebrations. Like, what are you doing in the...
No, I think it's more probably
so,
trying to punch someone that was down there.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'd love to see it.
Yeah.
As soon as I saw that, I thought...
Henry, please email us again with the videos.
Very good.
Yeah.
Well, that's about done and dusted for BackChat on this Tuesday.
Yes.
It's been a beautiful time. I just lost all of my credits here, but I'm going to go off the top of my head because
Sponsors. We need to thank the sponsors.
This is the way I do this. Well, no, I'm putting the screen down. I'm going to do this off the top of my head. If you want to get in contact with us, backchatpodcast.com.au. What we just did then, you send it, we read it. You send us an email at hello@backchatpodcast.com.au. You can follow us on socials, BackChat _. You can watch us on YouTube. If you're listening to it, you can watch it. If you're watching it, you already know how to get there. You can listen to it as well.
True.
You can do both ways. Mm-hmm. Sign up as a Patreon. Damn it. Sign up as a patron on Patreon to support the podcast and receive discount codes from our sponsors, who are Whippersnapper Distillery, Blue Bet, Cameo Australia, Margaret River Roasting Co., Shelter Brewing Co.
Look around. I think we covered. Sports Gear Oz did some stuff for us.
Sports Gears Oz has been great. You've heard that. Follow us on socials to find the winner of that. I don't know how else to finish that much better than I did, man.
You nailed it. Well done.
I finished it.
You did.